The seasons. We have already read this that India has a monsoon type of climate. But we also need to understand that we also have a distinct seasonal pattern. What does it mean? It means that we also have other seasons like summer, winter, and autumn. And I've also told us before that the coastal areas do not experience much variation in temperature. So if you go to a coastal area, all you can see is rainfall or very high humidity. You will rarely see the seasonal pattern or the rhythm of the seasons because you'll be constantly facing the winds coming from the sea. So hardly there is a change in season. So four types of seasons are identified in India. They are the cold, hot weather season, advancing monsoon, and the retreating monsoon. Let's read about each of them in brief. First is the cold weather season, which is also called winter. So this weather starts from mid-November in northern India and stays till February. So you can easily recollect this time by imagining your winter holidays in school. December and January are the coldest month. The temperature decreases from south to north. So this is also called latitudinal change. If you remember in the beginning of the chapter we read what are the factors that control the weather of a place? So in that question, one of the reason was latitudinal change, that is the horizontal line. The vertical line is called the longitude. The horizontal line is called the latitude. So as we move away from equator, both in northern and southern hemisphere, the temperature starts to decrease. So during winter season, the northeast trade winds prevail over the country. They blow from land to sea. So the reason it's cold in the north at this time is because of the cold winds that are generated in the Arctic Circle. Because the sun rays do not fall directly over the North Pole and South Pole area, so what happens is all the cold wind that are generated at these region, they move towards the equator. And as a result, what happens, these cold wind, when they start coming from the Arctic, they are hugely protected by the Himalayan barrier. And some of the winds that passes by from the northeastern part, those are the winds that go towards the southern region, and these are responsible for rainfall in winter season. Now, this winter rainfall is important for the cultivation of rabi crops. Always remember, rabi crops are crops which are grown during the winter season, and kharif crops are the one which are grown during regular monsoon, that is before a winter season. And some of the rabi crops are wheat, barley, and mustard. So this is all about the cold weather season. Now let's read about the hot weather season, which is also called summer. Now it is typically because of the northward movement of the sun. The global heat belt shifts northward. Now what it means is when you look at Earth revolving around the sun, during this time, the northern hemisphere of the Earth, that is the region above the equator, it is slightly tilted towards the sun. So as a result, the northern hemisphere receives more sunshine, direct rays of the sun. So this causes the northern region to heat more, hence we witness summer. So summer begins in March and stays till May. Now, if you look at the weather of the countries that are below the equator, countries like Brazil, South Africa, Australia, they have just got over with their summer season. There the summer season starts in November and lasts till February. And during those time we know in northern hemisphere we have winter season. So I hope you now understand it much better. In peninsular India, temperature remains low due to the moderating influence of the ocean. Though if you see the entire subcontinent is above the equator and we all should be expecting summer. But then if you see the peninsular region, it is surrounded by water from three sides. So this water plays an important role in controlling the temperature of the peninsular India. Now the summer month experience rising temperature and falling air pressure. So in summer what happens? The land mass gets heated faster than the water bodies. Now due to this differential pattern of heating, air pressure is created. And we have read this before that land mass gets heated faster and hence a low pressure zone is created, and on the other hand water bodies develop high pressure zone. And then by the end of May, when summer comes to an end, this low pressure zone which is created in the land mass, it attracts the wind coming from the high pressure zone, that is from the sea body. And when the wind particles that move from the sea towards the land mass, they carry small water particles which bursts and causes shower. And what comes after summer season? We have monsoon season. So the monsoon wind that comes from the southwestern region, that is from the Arabian Sea, they bring rain to our country. And that's why you'll see places like Kerala and Karnataka, they'll receive the pre-monsoon shower just after the end of the summer season. And always remember, Kerala is the first country to receive rainfall at this time. Now the remaining topics like the advancing monsoon, which is also known as the southwest monsoon, and the retreating monsoon, which is also known as the northeast monsoon. We have read about this both, so I'm not going to cover it again. Instead, I want you to watch this video, which I will be pasting the link in the description. This video is going to sum up these two topics and it will be easy for you to understand. And the last topic of this chapter is monsoon as a unifying bond. So this is a topic which you can face in the examination, or you can also be asked to write an essay on. Therefore it is easy as well as important to cover this up. So you have to understand that the Indian landscape, its animal, plants, life, that is flora and fauna, they all are dependent on the monsoon. So being in the tropical region, we have tropical rainforest as well as tropical deciduous forest. And the lush greenery of these forests have to be maintained through the arrival of the monsoon. And coming to the second point, India is an agrarian country, which means more than 50% of its population engaged in agriculture. Therefore, the agricultural calendar depends hugely on monsoon, because if there is no sufficient water, agriculture can get affected. And the third point is the life of the people, including their festivities, revolve around this phenomenon. And finally, because of monsoon, our river valley gets replenished. And this is very important because many of the peninsular rivers, they usually rely on rainfall, unlike the Himalayan rivers. So if there is monsoon, it will provide water for human consumption and agricultural need. So these are some of the points that comes under the topic monsoon as a unifying bond. And with this, we have come to an end of this chapter. I hope you found this video informative.